Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm very excited to be sharing this video with you all because today I'm wanting to try abstract art for the first time. As you can see here, I have this 10 pack of canvases that I got at Ross um, because I don't think I've ever really tried abstract art, and if I've done any type of abstract art, it was either for like a create this book prompt or just like a small little thing that just ended up being it. But as you can see here at Walmart, I got this set of like plastic palette knives, mostly because I couldn't find palette knives anywhere that were just like palette knives that didn't come with brushes or anything. And the metal ones were very expensive, and I didn't know if I was gonna really like this. For some reason, these canvases came like half and half wrapped in plastic, some not, and they were kind of like divided so the ones that weren't in plastic were in between the ones that were. I'm not sure if that was like done on purpose or not, but for me it worked out, and I decided to just work on the 5 ones that weren't wrapped in plastic and save the plastic wrapped ones for later. Um, and paint wise, I'm going to be using this old acrylic paint that I have. These are all colors that I've mixed and have been using for different projects in the past couple of months, maybe year. They're all pretty old and some are drying up, um, which is one reason why I wanted to do this, so I can try and use some of it up. Also because they're thicker, so I believe with abstract art, usually you use like thicker paints, but I believe it's just like acrylic paints that's made to be this thick, or you add like a thickening medium. I don't really know anything about abstract art. I'm just trying my best. Um, and for some reason, my footage was corrupted here before this, and it didn't show how I finished or continued that first canvas, but we'll go back to it. Moving on to our second canvas. This one wasn't really an idea I had at the time. It wasn't until I was working on that first canvas where I saw the gray and blue colors mixing. It almost had like a flame effect, and so it made me kind of want to try to make an actual fire with the flame effect. So I used my red, orange, and yellow and did my best with this. Again, I don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to abstract arts. I'm just here trying it for the first time, or trying to seriously try it for the first time. This was a different experience for me. I feel like normally I try to at least have some type of sketch or an idea when I go into doing something, but I feel like with abstract art, it's a bit more difficult to do that, or like you're not really supposed to do that. I might be wrong, maybe I was doing it wrong. If anyone here is like an abstract art painter or specialist, you can let me know. Um, for this one, I actually stole this idea from my first canvas that I worked on. I wanted to do like a tree with really pretty, like abstract, random, or not so random colors. Random, I guess, for a tree, but not random for me because it's rainbow, which I do for pretty much everything. Um, I honestly struggled a lot with this, not just because I didn't know what I was doing, but because I felt like paint was getting everywhere. It was getting all over my hands. I had to clean the palette knives, obviously. I feel like I was wasting a lot of like napkins and stuff. I'm not really sure what is the best way to go about this. Again, if anyone here is an abstract artist, you can let me know. But I did enjoy it. I felt like there was somewhat less pressure to make something really like obvious and very controlled and formatted, and like I felt like I didn't have to worry about making things look like something since it was supposed to be more abstract, if that makes any sense. But back to this first canvas. Since I changed ideas and stole this canvas's idea, I decided to go for what I felt was a more traditional abstract painting, which is, for what I've seen, is usually just like a bunch of color on the canvas in whichever way the artist or the person put it on. This was really hard for me because I wanted it obviously to be abstract. I wanted it to look random, but I also didn't want like colors to mix and turn muddy. Um, but I did my best with it. And then I went back and kind of did the backgrounds for the other 2 canvases that I did. I have the feeling this isn't the order you're supposed to do this. Maybe this isn't how you do abstract art. And I also noticed some spots ended up drying really thin and you can see the canvas underneath. But I wasn't really wanting to go over it again because it would have covered some of the really cool swirls and the cool places where the paint mixed. And again, I don't really know if that defeats the purpose of abstract art if you go and like fix it up. Again, if anyone knows, please let me know. The other thing that I didn't know, which apparently is a lot in this video, is after this is like all dry, do you seal it with like Mod Podge or a protectant or a sealant or a glossy varnish or anything? I didn't because I didn't really know for sure and I didn't want to ruin it. Um, if anyone knows, please let me know in the comments. I did put my initials and the date on the back, but other than that, I have not touched it from here, as you can see. This is how they turned out when they fully dried. I personally really love them. I don't have a favorite, it keeps switching. Um, I hope you all like them as well. Again, I don't know if this really classifies as abstract art or not. I feel like it does, but again, I could be wrong. But I really hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I really hope you all enjoyed how these paintings turned out. I hope to do this again at some point, maybe next week, we'll see. But thank you all so much for watching. Bye!